Hi all, welcome back. I am Erin, the Two Martini Stitcher, here on YouTube and Instagram, and this is my Flosstube channel. And I do things probably a little bit differently than some other floss tubers you watch. It's something new I'm trying this year, and it seems to be working pretty well, where I do little vlog clips every few days and just show my progress. And then I smush them all together every 2 weeks or so, about twice a month, and put them up as a floss tube. And that seems to be working better for me. I just took a shower and my hair wants to be in my mouth. Anyway, that seems to be working a little better for me than trying to sit down once a week and film a more like formal, I guess, floss tube. I feel like you get the same information. I probably seem a little more flustered because I throw this in the middle of my day-to-day life. Like, see, I just got out of the shower. And that's how we roll here. It's very casual. Pull up a chair and we're going to talk some stitching. It is Monday, February 6th. And this is the first little clip, which is why I figured I'd introduce myself. The first little clip for the first half of February. Yay! So welcome. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. If you're returning, I'm so glad to be back and to have y'all back in February. So let's see, what have I worked on? I last checked in on the 1st to kind of do an end of January recap. So February's been off to a good start, busy, always busy. But we had a really fun weekend. My oldest daughter came home from college for just a couple nights to hang out with the family. She goes to school pretty locally. Her university's just right over in Seattle. And she wanted to come and see everybody before dance season really ramps up for the youngest, which does start this weekend. And then she'll be busy for the duration of dance season. So we had some really fun family time, went out for a super fun dinner in downtown Seattle when we went in to pick her up on Friday. And it was a really good weekend, but I did get some good stitching in, so I want to show you what I worked on. First up is Stars Bright, which is my 25/7 project. This is by Lindy Stitches, and I am working on this in the hopes of finishing it off and getting it all framed for my 25th wedding anniversary in April. So, and I should be able to do it. I'm doing really, really well. In these little clips, I noticed that I'm not telling you what like fabric and flosses are as often, but I have been putting the link in the description box to my whip spreadsheet and all the information on every single one of my whips is there if I don't say what a fabric is and you're curious or what flosses I'm using. But here is Stars Bright, where I am on Stars Bright. Ta-da! This bird is all done. This is actually a page finish. This page is all done up here, and I've started down into the last page, which hopefully shouldn't take very long because it's just border and words. But that bird is all done, and I got the little twig he's sitting on finished and this little bit finished. And then the light's not great today. Trust me, you can see this in real life, but I started working on the white outline of the granny squares down this border. So there you go. This is on a 36 count linen hand dyed by Stephanie in Frozen Fractals, and I'm using the called 4 colors because they're amazing. I think I started this, was this a 2019? I feel like this might be a 2019 whip. This might be one of my older whips, but doesn't he look good? Nice little bird. Okay, so just one page left to go. I'm hoping that I can get this as a finish this month, because I have some other stuff I gotta work on. Okay, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of last week, I worked on the first Whip Go call on my large Whip Go board. So if you're new, I have I'm doing WhipGo, which is the brainchild of Jessie Marie Does Stuff. There's a Instagram account, there's a Facebook group. You can check it out, WhipGo. And I did 2 boards this year. I did one with my largest projects, and they each got 2 spots. And I did one with most of my medium projects. So I have 2 medium and 2 large WhipGo projects each month. And the first large one is Sing a Sampler. So I gave this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the first week of rotation on this and got some good progress. Oh, I have a needle. Hold on. Doot. Put it back on the needle minder. Okay, so this is where I got to. So I finished out this Me block, which was quite a bit of stitching because this is, the grass down here is pretty dense. But you put your name in there, you chart in your name, they give you the alphabet. So Me, and I started Fa. So off to a good start. I would love to, so this will get 3 days this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week. And I would love to be able to finish this block and the words up here, and then this piece will be halfway done. We'll reach the halfway mark on this rotation. So there we go. So there is Me. I use the Jan Hicks color conversion for this as a jumping off point for mine. Like I looked at her colors because they're charted. It's very different from what's charted. They're charted in all these like golds and browns. But I went with her colors, and you just use them as a jumping off point to pull ones from Stash. They're so good. So this is what I'm using for the frames. Whoops, I should put this one on here because I made a game time decision. This is what I had originally pulled for Fa, was this green, and I decided to go with this brighter Mrs. Seda silk in green. And I'm using Gentle Art Sable for the words, and then just a bunch of random flosses from Stash that I think would look good for all the kind of stuff in the blocks. So that's Sing a Sampler. Good progress. I felt good about that. It got some good work on its rotation. And then over the weekend, I was working on Farewell to Anger because I spend my weekends working on my one and only Heaven and Earth design, Farewell to Anger. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. There's all the information on it. This is just the regular chart, not supersized, not max color, not mini, just the regular chart of Farewell to Anger. And I got right around 500 stitches in this weekend. So that was really good. I finished out this diagonal and came up here and started working my way down this one. So just really am kind of like marching along here. Hold on just a moment. So sorry about that. I should know Mondays are a tough day for our little doggy because the garbage trucks come by and they just freak him out. So that was Farewell to Anger. So that was good progress on the full coverage for the weekend. Now, what's coming up? Plans. My first medium project WhipGo call for February is Duke Clover by Owl Forest Embroidery. And I figured I'd show you my starting point. I'm going to work on this so it gets Monday and Tuesday of this week, Monday and Tuesday of next week. And it's going to be not easy, but I am really going to try for a finish. So this is where I'm starting on Duke Clover. So I am maybe halfway done, maybe. So I have all of this and this one. So I need to do this and then all of that, which would be a lot in 4 days, but I'm going to try real hard to finish it or get as close as I can so that this could maybe potentially be a finish this year. We'll see. We'll see. This is the other one that I'm hoping that this and Stars Bright is a finish, but it would take some it would take a feat of stitching to get this done, I think. I'm really bad at, when I first look at that, I'm like, sure, I could finish that in 4 days. And then I start thinking, well, that's probably more stitching than I think it is. But do clover. That is what is up. I did do a little knitting as well over the past few days. Since it was February, I brought back out my anthology throw by Curious Handmade. This is the pattern. It's black and white. It's not a great, but it's a circular throw meant to use either as a stash buster or to use an advent mini yarn set. And I am using the 2022 advent from the Fiber Fox. I had to find my ball. So this is the next color. I figure if I do 2 minis a month, I will have it done by the end of this year, because it was a 24 mini calendar. So this is the one I'm currently working on. Isn't that gorgeous? And so I got started on that, and it looks like I am in the middle of a round. I was working on this in between turns while we were playing Catan this weekend. So there you go. So you can see the new color in there. And this is just great mindless knitting. So pretty, so pretty. So that's what's up next, clearly in the middle of a round. But that's what I'm working on. So I'm going to get this one all knit up, and then I'll either move right onto the second color for the month, which is this one. So you can see what a pretty, it's a really pretty fade. I'll either move right into that depending on what time of the month it is, like how far into the month I am, or I'll work on my compass sweater. So that was knitting. I do have a little bit of purchases that came in the mail. First is my January linen from Be Stitch Me. I'm in her neutrals club, and I get a 36-count linen. And this one, ooh, this is pretty. This one's called Hot Cocoa. Where's the little tab? There it is. Maybe I can open it. All right, so Hot Cocoa by Be Stitch Me. Isn't that pretty? Ooh, so pretty. That is fantastic. It's like this is a great neutral. What a beautiful taupe. Taupey. Hot cocoa. It's like hot cocoa that you've mixed whipped cream into. Yum. Now I kind of want some hot cocoa. So that came, and then I also placed an order with Abby, Top Knot Stitcher. She does Friday flash sales, and they're usually on a theme, and she just picks things in her shop and puts them on sale. And if you get her newsletter, then she sends the link and a list of what's going on sale Thursday night. So this week, I think it was birds and something else. I don't know. It starts with birds. And it's February, so that got me. That got me. You know it did. So these were all 25% off, and I couldn't resist. The first, I can't believe I didn't pick this up when it first came out, 1905 bird, and she had it with the sulky thread pack, and the package, like not just the chart, but with the sulkies, was 25% off too. So it was a fantastic price, and I believe that Michelle is has another release coming out that's going to use the same thread pack. So I had to get that. Isn't that fantastic? Look at the colors. It's like a rooster. I think it looks like a rooster. I don't know that it is, but it looks like it to me with this little. Love that. So I got that one. And then I picked up Bittersweet Village from Hello from Liz Matthews. I don't know. It's just so good. Look at that enormous flower. Like huge flowers, tiny houses, bird, beautiful color palette. So I don't know when any of these are getting started, but I just couldn't resist them. Sometimes I just can't resist a sale. And then I also got Busy Hands by Kathy Barrick. Busy Hands, Happy Heart. I love that. I love the border on it. Love the border. This was just fantastic. Little thread bobbin. Just really, really great. Fabulous colors. Turned in NPI, but with a DMC conversion. So I'm sure I can find some stash threads for that. Lovely. Okay. So that's my update. And it's going to be a busy, busy week around here. And I may end up switching. Now that I think about it, I'm going to be out of town with my daughter for dance convention this weekend. So I actually may flip the days that I work on Farewell to Anger and sing a sampler, because this would be an easier project to take with me than full coverage. So I may end up moving things around this week. So they'll all get the same number of days, but maybe at a different time. So that's it for now. And I will check back in later this week, probably before we leave for dance convention. And I hope everyone's having a great start to February, and I'll check in with you again soon. Bye. Hey all. I am just taking the dog out for a walk in the neighborhood. Nothing super exciting. However, look at this. I knock on Seattle weather a lot, so I thought I'd give it up. It's February, like 8th, 9th. I think it's 8th. And it's 48 degrees, sunny, blue sky, and it's 4 p.m. and we still have this much light. So Happy and I say, get outside, go for a walk. And when I get home, stitching. Spoiler alert, I'm not going to be finishing Dew Clover this month. So, but that's okay. There will be more stitching. There is always more stitching. Hope y'all are having a good week. Bye. Hey all, I am back for what's hopefully going to be a super quick catch up. It is Friday, February 10th. And we're getting ready to leave for dance convention weekend, but I thought I would pop in and give everyone a quick update, like just show you where I am on pieces, and I have a couple things to open show. So I'm going to jump right to it. I'm not going to show knitting. I worked a little bit on my anthology throw, but I'm going to take that with me to the competition this weekend. I'm hoping to get a little knitting in between competition numbers. So I'll show that. I'll check back in on Monday and show everyone what I got done over the weekend. So I will show that on Monday, and hopefully I'll have some good knitting progress. We'll see. I've never tried to knit during competition. I don't know how well that's going to work with how dark the room is where the stage is set up, but we'll see. I don't need a ton of light to knit. So maybe that could be good to be knitting in between my daughter's dances. All right. So first things first is Stars Bright. I'm going to take this with me and get a little bit of work on it each day, hopefully. I always have big plans for these dance weekends, and then I'm shocked that there's not as much time to stitch as I think there should be while Becca's in class. And here's where I am. I'm chugging right along. I don't know where it was last time I showed it. I have this block. The border is finished, and I filled in that block. I might have finished filling in that one, but I don't know, chugging right along. This is so excited. It's hard a little bit for me at this point not to just like rage finish this, but I have other stitching I want to do, so I'm trying to keep this to like the 25 minutes a day, although I would really love to like sit down and just spend 3 days and just finish it. But I have Whip Go stuff to do. What is clearly not going to get finished this month, were y'all just laughing at me? I'm still terrible at figuring out how long stuff takes. Do Clover. So I gave this 2 days, and this did get, and it'll get 2 days next week. It'll get Monday and Tuesday of next week. So it's going to get more progress. But there's no way I'm finishing this. Because I gave it like 2 good stitching days, and this is where I got to on Duke Clover. So I put in this whole motif, and then a lot of that motif is like probably more than halfway done or halfway done. So there's the progress on Duke Clover, which looks great, but like there's another 2 days isn't going to finish this up. Have I lost my mind? Yeah, so I don't know. I think going into this, I thought maybe with 4 days I could get some of these medium-sized pieces finished, but I just don't know if that's gonna be enough. Sad but true. But we'll see. But then that might just set me up for a whole bunch of finishes next year, which would be okay too, because I have 2 years before my 50th birthday. Ideally, I'd like to be under 50 whips by the beginning of 2025, but if I don't make it to under 50 until my actual birthday in March, that would be okay too. But if I get everything just in a good place this year to have a whole bunch of finishes next year, then I guess that would be okay too. But I'd really like to see that whip count come down. Okay. Wednesday night, I actually worked on Farewell to Anger. Did a little flip-flop of days since I'm not taking that with me this weekend. I got like 150 stitches on it. I'm not going to show you that because that's not interesting. Hold, please. Without fail. Okay. So I Farewell to Anger, got 1 day on Wednesday, and then last night I picked up Sing a Sampler again and got a little bit in. Thursdays is never a big stitching night for me, but this is going with me this weekend. So we will see. But here's where I got to last night. So I finished out the fa and did a long un. It says way to run. I'm doing, this is charted. Let me find the chart. It's charted for a little runner. So many patterns. This is a set of 4, so I got to find the right one. Of course, it's the last one that I pick out. So you can see it's charted for like a little person in like a running outfit. I have a little rechart, and I'm trying to think. I think it might be this way on the Mad for Yarn one, where it looks like Maria from Sound of Music in her like black dress and apron from when she's singing on the hills are alive, the hills are alive. So that's what I'm going to be putting in here is it's going to be, you know, short blonde hair with a white dress and apron to look like Maria from the Sound of Music. So my goal for this weekend is to finish this block and the words up here so that this piece is halfway done when I put it away this time. It'll get called again this year, but it'd be just satisfying. It'd be just so satisfying to have this halfway done. So I'm loving how this is looking. This is fantastic. And this is on a piece of 32 count vintage smoky white linen. So it's printed. It's just, you know, like taupe on the backside, but I really like these printed linens. So, okay. So that is the stitching that I have done so far this week. I'm hoping for good progress this weekend. We shall see how that goes. I do also have, I'm taking my computer because I do also have some work I need to get done this weekend, so that could interfere. I did get my fabric of the month from Color and Cotton, and how happy are we? Look, they went away from the plastic, and I have these like craft paper mailers. Love it. Love that change. So that was exciting. That alone was exciting when it showed up, and it's Color and Cotton fabric. So you can't go wrong. I totally missed out on the grab bags. Did anybody get grab bag threads? I did not. Oh, so it's still in plastic here, but I reuse these. So it's like, oh, and they have nice hang tags. Oh, I'm loving this. Look, it's a little hang tag with a ball pin. So this is 36 count love letter. Wow. Perfect for this one. Look at that. Oh, that's really pretty. That's just a really pretty neutral. Kind of has a little bit of peach to it, a little bit of taupe. Oh, yep, that's just dead on what it looks like right there on the camera. Yay, natural light. It's sunny in Seattle today. Happy. Okay, so that was Color Cotton Fabric. And I also got my just cross stitch, my April just cross stitch. So I thought I'd just do not a full flip through. This is really pretty. I do love that. The tulip fields up, fun fact, up north of here, there are a bunch of tulip farms. And they have a big festival, tulip festival. I'm trying to think of when that is. April? I think I would know when tulips bloom around here. And you can go and walk around, take pictures in the tulip fields. It's really, really pretty. Okay. This is the second in a series of 4 that are going to be in just cross stitch of these like seasonal ladies. Pretty. Really pretty. I know some people are jazzed about them. They're not really. They're really pretty. I'm not going to take the time to stitch them. Here's the other ones. This was the one that was in February. That is really pretty with the deer. And here's the other two, the summer and autumn. Autumn, of course. Gorgeous. Really pretty. Really, really pretty. I thought this was cute. I mean, it has a kind of hands-on design feel to me. Welcome spring. Except in this little thing, I looked because I thought it was just like a checkerboard. There's like 4 colors in there, one of which being white that you stitch. I would not stitch that white. I would put on white fabric and not stitch the white. Oh, there's a cute little garden fairy from Stitchy Princess. As soon as I saw it, I knew it was hers because that is just so her aesthetic. Really cute garden fairy. And that one's small. So it's 70 by 70. You totally stitch that up really quick. This is just really pretty. Spring Visitor. Oh, there's another one in here that I think that this one I really liked. First Songs. I mean, to me, like, from having stitched when I was younger, this is just such a, like, I don't know, to me, such like a classic aesthetic with the back stitch, but I thought this one was really pretty. Everybody's home today. I'm sorry. Drew works from home. Becca's home packing, and the dog is just losing his mind that there are people walking around upstairs. Let's see, anything else that I thought? I love the Dalai Lama quote on here. I would love to maybe see this on something different that I would want to stitch. But it says, give the ones you love wings to fly, roots to come back to, and reasons to stay. I really like that quote. Might have to put that quote on something. It's not quite long enough, but I could put that on, what's the huge one I have with all the trees? You know which one I'm talking about, the Rosewood Manor with a bajillion trees. And then I thought that this one was really cute too. Who is this by? Praiseworthy Stitches. There we go. So that's not everything that's in here. They, of course, have like their typical, like to me, this is like so just quintessential, just cross stitch. Little Easter. I don't think they're Doreen Jones, but they look kind of Doreen Jones-ish a little bit. Oh, these were cute too. Cute embroidery by Kate, done on plastic canvas. Aren't those adorable little bunnies? Cute little bunnies on plastic canvas, and they're not big. They're 66 by 25 each. That'd be cute. Put on a little like gift. So that is my not totally complete flip through of just cross stitch, but just the things that caught my eye a little bit. So that's all I have. I'm going to finish packing up the car and get out of here, and I will check back in on Monday. Have a good weekend. Bye. Hey all, it is Wednesday, the 15th of February. I mean, I would say halfway done, but we're actually more than halfway done with February. So I thought it would be a good time to pop in and do a quick little catch up, and then I'll put this all together and upload it. And this will be kind of the first half of February. So last we chatted, it was Friday. It was last Friday, and I was headed to dance convention, which I did take my stitching with me, and I got some decent-ish progress for dance convention weekend. It was a fantastic weekend. The kids just absolutely crushed it. They were just on fire all weekend. They had a great time. Both Becca's duo and solo placed in the top 10. Her duo actually took second overall. It was just, the groups were amazing. It was a really, really fun way to start the season. They did great. And then the last couple of days, I recovered and got I have a lot of work. I have a lot of work that was backing up. So I thought I would update on Monday, but then when that didn't happen, I thought, oh, we'll just wait and we'll do a first half of the month. So let me first show you a 25/7 piece, Stars Bright. And it's getting harder and harder not to just sit down and finish this thing. Let me tell you, every time I think, oh, I could just finish. Oh, and see, I have my thread totally hanging. Okay. Now this is where I'm up to. You can see how close I am. So I think since you last saw it, I did these 2 blocks. And I started bringing down these berries and leaves. I had the purple of the words on my needle there. So I worked on some words with the rest of that string. So I am just ridiculously close to this being finished. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I might not be able to help myself one day. When I think it's just one day left of work, and I might just finish it. But this is so close. Look how good it looks. And yeah, so that's exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. And then I also took with me over the weekend, I took Sing a Sampler. And these were the last couple days of its Whip Go rotation for February. And I gave it actually a little more time on Sunday when I got home. So there was very little stitching on Farewell to Anger. But I was really close to getting this where I wanted it to be. So I finished it out. This is where I was working. I was finishing off this fob block and the words up here. So now this piece is halfway done. Halfway done! When you know the notes to sing. And then it'll have the other 4 blocks, and you can sing most anything. So this is, I felt like just a great place to leave it. This will get another call later this year at some point because it's on my large Whip Go board, which everything is on there twice. But look at those bright, happy colors. How amazing is this? Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, so that is Whip Go call done. And this is going away until it gets called again. And then I'm not going to show Farewell to Anger because I really got like 200 stitches total on it for this weekend. Because I did one day on Wednesday, I think. And then I did very, very little when we got home Sunday evening. I watched Super Bowl and was very, very tired and went to bed early. It's exhausting watching these kids dance all weekend. I do not, and you don't, I don't do anything but sit around. And it's still exhausting. I have no idea how they do it. They dance like 16 hours during each day and then get up and go to school on Monday morning. They're amazing. So then the past 2 days, I have been working on Duke Clover to finish up its Whip Go call. And yeah, so didn't get anywhere close to finishing this, but it's closer. It's closer than it was. So this is where I finished. I did not have the best stitching day yesterday. I had a stitching meetup and I worked some on my stitching meetup. And then Drew and I had little like take out Valentine's Day dinner and hung out, and I didn't get much more stitching done. But since you last saw it, I finished off this motif here, and I put in all of these Krynic keys, all these keys in the Krynic, and I did this motif. There is a mistake, but I don't know that you can really tell. And then I started this motif, but didn't get it finished. So that is where it's ending. And you know, if I do the same thing next year, it'll probably finish up next year. So I don't know that this will be done this year, but that is Duke Clover, and that is where it is ending. And I'm not sure that that'll come back out again this year. So what are you gonna do? Lots of other things to work on. I also did get some knitting done over the weekend. The verdict is you cannot knit in the theater. It's too dark. It's too dark. And it could be just the combination of I'm using dark wood needles and this is a darker yarn. However, I did get some knitting done during other times, and I finished off this is all I have left. So I'm at the end of this color. So I totally finished this color, and I'm ready to now put the next one on. But I'm giving my sweater a little bit of love before I put this color on. So, and work up this color. So there we go. That is the Anthology Throw using the 2022 Advent by the Fiber Fox. It is so beautiful. So beautiful. And I got a new phone. So we'll see if how this camera is. I think the camera is better. So there we go. I didn't really need a new phone, but I use a Samsung. I have a Samsung Galaxy, and the new one that I now have just came out. And so, of course, there was a deal that you could just pay the taxes and trade in your old phone and get a new phone essentially for free. Don't need one, but I'm going to take the deal when they have them. So we'll see, because those colors looked really good in the camera, and we'll see how we'll see if we can tell from the first part of the vlog to this one, how good the camera is. Okay. So what's up next? Plans. I didn't get anything in the mail. I have not even really been looking that much at market stuff. I'm just really trying not to buy as much stuff. I'm not starting things. Just not. So I haven't looked that much at market. I will definitely be buying the Treenway Silk Pack and at least a couple of the Tea Time patterns, but we'll see. There might be some shopping. At least putting things on wish lists. So no purchases to show today at all, but I thought I would talk about plans because they're kind of the same. We're just working on Whip Go. I'm focused this year, people. Focused. At least so far, 6 weeks into the year, I'm focused. So my next large project that I'm going to start working on today, that's going to get 6 days, is We Live in Hope by Blackbird Designs. This is my other call on my Whip Go board. Oh, I love this piece so much. And I'll show you where I am, so we'll get a good starting point. This is, I'll tell you all the things. It is on a 36 count linen from Color and Cotton in the colorway Pearwood, and I definitely did a conversion. Oh, I'm wondering if this is the sticky note that I have sitting at my, oh, it's up here. I was gonna say, my threads came off. They're on the other side. I have a sticky note with a conversion that I didn't know what it belonged to, and I bet it belongs to this because I'm not seeing notes to myself anywhere. I'm not sure what all is called for. I stayed fairly true. Nope, there's a sticky note in here. Still don't know what that conversion next to my computer is for. This is all charted all in Weeks Dye Works. So I don't use Weeks Dye Works. So I pulled from Stash. Oh, it looks like I had one of the weeks. If I already have it, I use it, but I don't buy it. So it looks like I had one of them. And then the rest is Classic Colorworks, Gentle Arts, a Victorian Motto, just stuff from stash that I think was close, because it's, you can see it's pretty, it might be slightly brighter than the cover, but you know, in the same vein. So this is this is my, it's not a horrible start. I started this last January with Michelle, Bendy Stitchy, and she got so much done on it. And I think is planning to finish it this year. And I got a reasonable start. So there's my start. Of course, I had to use, since I was selling with Michelle, Budget Chewy. Got to have an appropriate themed needle minder. I mean, I already had it. I just, it seems weird for the piece, but that's for Michelle. So here is where I am. And that's, the fabric's looking a little more peach than it really is. The pearwood, it's really a neutral, but that's the start. So this is where I'm starting tonight on We Live in Hope. And I'm so excited to get some good work on this. I love, love, love this piece. So I'm really excited to have this back out. All right. That's all I got. I will pop back in. I am going to be out of town again. There's just going to be a lot of traveling now because dance competition season, but also my youngest has a couple days off from school. We have like this weird midwinter break that's tomorrow and Friday and Monday. And we're going to take the next 2 days and go look at some colleges out in Eastern Washington. She's a junior. So it's that time. It's that time to start thinking about what colleges she wants to apply to and go check them out. So we're going to go check out a couple colleges the next couple days. I will definitely take stitching with me, but I don't know how much work I'll get done. That's the only sad thing about traveling is, but it's just one night. It's just one night. So hopefully maybe there'll be some hotel room stitching, because I don't know that we're going to do much other than college tours. So We Live in Hope is going with me, and I will check back in maybe over the weekend. It might not be till Monday. We'll see. But that'll be the start of a whole new vlog, and this one's going up, and I hope everybody's having a wonderful February, start to February, and we'll see you soon. Bye.